been just over a month since Harley Davidson launched their 2023 model and less than a week till the Daytona Bike Rally. A lot of people were disappointed in the 2023 launch. Harley Davidson only released one CVO model, and it was a Road Glide Limited Anniversary Edition. Everybody's been asking where are the other CVOs, and during the launch, Brad Richards did say that there were more CVOs coming.
So we talked about the exclusivity of this model, but just keep in mind that there are more CVOs also coming this year.
Awesome.
But he didn't say when those CVOs are coming. Personally, I think Daytona Bike Week would be the perfect time to unveil some more CVO models and maybe even a new motorcycle model. Daytona Bike Week started in 1937 with the Daytona 200, and racing has been a strong part of the Daytona Bike Week rally. In fact, it's where Harley Davidson kicks off the King of the Baggers racing series at the beginning of the year. Now, last year, Indian took the checkered flag, but Harley's going to try and make a comeback this year, and a few of the teams have switched from Indian to Harley Davidson this year. So we'll have to see how this plays out. Personally, I think a Pan America set up for a hooligan racing series would be an awesome addition to the Moto America racing like the King of the Baggers. For a long time, Harley Davidson would launch new models at Sturgis in August, and they would hit dealer floors in late August, early September, which was kind of near the end of the riding season for some parts of the country. And now the new CEO has wanted to do the launch with the fiscal year. So I'm thinking Daytona Bike Week, being the beginning of March, we're only 2 months into the year, is a perfect time to start unveiling more CVOs or an additional motorcycle. It's the beginning of the riding season for a lot of the part of the country. A few people are still going to be a bit cold and got some snow to deal with, but it's getting there. The question is, what would they release? Since they only launched one CVO, I definitely think it makes sense to go ahead and get a Street Glide and Road Glide CVO model out and ready for sale before spring hits. Being this is the 120th anniversary, I suspect those will be anniversary editions also, just like the Road Glide Limited they already released. But what if they launch a new model? I mean, a whole new model of motorcycle. Maybe something with overhead cams running off the Revolution Max platform? What's the first thing that comes to your mind? I know for years, people have been dying for the Bronx to be put back on the Coming Soon plate. Harley Davidson never officially canceled the Bronx. They just took it off the website and they quit talking about it. They used to have a section called Coming Soon, and it's disappeared from that. So now the question is, will we ever see the Bronx? And if so, is now the time? Does it make sense? They also prototyped this flat tracker looking motorcycle, and we've seen images of a cafe style bike with the Revolution Max engine. All those are potential candidates. I think the Bronx is the motorcycle most people want to see released out of those three, and I think releasing it at Daytona would be an awesome way to start the year out and would bring a lot of news and press and coverage and give a lot of people a chance to see the bike in person if they revealed it there at Daytona Bike Week. The other thing they could do would be to finally release a Revolution Max Cruiser. You know, Buell just announced this Super Cruiser, which, by the way, thank God they got Roland Sands involved, because the guy that designed that goddamn touring bike was terrible, absolutely terrible. That was the ugliest thing I've seen come out of a major motorcycle company in I don't know how long. But Roland Sands did an awesome job with this Super Cruiser, and I think it looks great. But the concern is it's not going to come out till 2025. It's a 175 horsepower, less than 500 pound Super Cruiser, which personally, I would say it's a super hooligan. That's what it is. I mean, 175 horsepower, less than 500 pounds. This thing is designed to be a hooligan bike. Let's face it, let's be honest. It's not your typical cruiser. Yeah, I mean, the Lowrider S and some of those are pushing, 120 foot-pounds of torque, 110 horsepower, and you can get them up in the 140 and 150 if you do a 131 and you do some builds and stuff. But this super cruiser they're calling it is really more of a super hooligan in my opinion. So if Harley Davidson released a Revolution Max Cruiser with the Pan America 1250 in it, I'm afraid Buell will have to say, "You sank my battleship." I mean, think about it. Buell's bike's not coming out for 2 more years, and we don't know what the price is. We don't know what their capability of mass producing this bike is, and we damn sure know they do not have anything close to the dealer network that Harley Davidson has. I think a cruiser with the Pan America 1250 engine in it, putting out 150 horsepower that could hit the market now, would take away all the thunder from what Buell is advertising with the Super Cruiser. Yeah, maybe it's got more horsepower, maybe it's a little bit lighter, but because of the dealer network and the reputation And the fact that other people can work on them and nobody works on Buell, I just don't think that, they'll stand a chance. I think Harley Davidson will eat their lunch. As much as I want Buell to win and I want more competition, they're kind of a one-trick pony. They're playing off the 1190 engine that they inherited when they bought what was left of Buell Motorcycle Company, and they have not come up with any new innovations really. They had to get Roland Sands involved to bring this bike out as a prototype, and I hope it comes out and I hope it's great. But they've been saying they're back for a couple years and I have not seen a new model Buell anywhere. So, I'd like to see some sales numbers from them, but they're going to be a unique one-off for people that are willing to put up with the headache of nobody knows how to work with it, that nobody else can get parts for it, that they can't take it to their local shop, that kind of thing. So I mean, there's some people that will buy it, but I think there's some downsides to it that we all need to remember as well. And the other possibility, and a lot of people have been calling for it, is an update to the touring models, update to the touring frame, and a new engine, Revolution Max, or maybe that variable valve timing air-cooled motor that we saw patented a while back. Something like that would be really cool to launch at Daytona as well. I'm sure we're going to see some CVOs. If not, I'm going to be very disappointed that they're dragging their feet releasing more CVOs. But the question for me is, if they were to put the Revolution Max motor in a touring bike, is the 1250 from the Pan America enough? Yeah, it's got 150 horsepower, but only 94 foot-pounds of torque. The Milwaukee 8 117 has 124 foot-pounds of torque and 102 horsepower. A lot of people don't remember this, but Harley Davidson tested the 1250 V-Rod engine in a touring bike years ago. The fact that they didn't come out with that V-Rod powered bagger tells me that engine with only 88 foot-pounds of torque wasn't enough torque for that platform. They wanted something bigger. I think they're going to have to go up to at least 1500 cc's. If you put another 20% on there, you're going to bring the horsepower up to like 170, which would rival the Buell Super Cruiser, and you would get the torque up more around the 120 foot-pounds of torque that we're used to seeing in the cruisers and the touring bikes currently. And we still haven't seen the Highway King, the bike that was leaked that we know is coming. I expect that to be the icon model, and if it was me, I would launch that at the 120th anniversary celebration in July in Milwaukee. I think that would be a really cool launch, and this is going to be a limited edition bike, so it's not like they need to sell a ton of them all through the summer like they do their regular models. These things will get picked up pretty quick because they're going to be collections only, or they'll carry over through the next year. I know a lot of people that thought the El Diablo would go quick, and I've seen a lot of dealers still with an El Diablo on the floor. Just have to wait and see what they do with it. If you ever wondered how much profit Harley Davidson makes from each unit they sell, then you might want to watch this video here. Thanks for watching, guys. Stay safe, keep on riding, and we'll see you in the next one.